Do you have ideas for content, but you're not sure if they're worth your time? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 simple ways you can check to see if your content is worth making or if it's something you should ignore. If you would like to make more content while doing less work, let me know by dropping a comment below, and I'll share with you my full content workflow where it'll show you how you can take one piece of content and turn it into 30 plus pieces of content in less than an hour worth of work. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Maurice A. Davis, and I'm a business show production architect. Over the last 5 years, I've helped over 500 business owners gain clarity and grow their businesses. I help service businesses launch shows so they can get a flood of customers without wasting time on equipment and tools that they'll never use. One huge problem that I see service business owners and my clients make when trying to create content is that we have these ideas, but we're not sure if we should pass on them or if they're worth creating. And so what's happening is, or at least what I found, is that business owners, service professionals are creating this content without really understanding what it's supposed to do for their business. And the reason why that's not working, or why the current process of creating and not being sure of how that's going to impact the business and not working, is that when you create a piece of content and you're not really sure where it fits, sometimes it's hard for you to hold that piece of content accountable to any sort of action, because I'm just going to make this, right? And so the solution is to have 4 high-level checks to determine if a piece of content is worth it or if you should skip it. And so why this is so valuable is because what it does is it gives you a clear indication of what the content is supposed to do for your business and how it's going to help. So let's walk through these 4 high-level. When we get into them, we have to understand a few things. Number one, even though there's 4, they fall into 2 key areas and help you determine how that's going to impact your business. I'll share those 2 key areas at the end, but I want you to understand what the high-level checks are first. So the first one is volume. So when you're looking at a piece of content, does it have enough volume to warrant you putting in enough time? If the answer is yes, oftentimes it's going to make sense for you to add your individual perspective on that piece of content. The next one is velocity. And what I mean by that is, like, how long will it take you to create that piece of content, or how quickly is the volume on that piece of content growing, right? So there's 2 ways that we can look at velocity. The third is consistency. Is that piece of content something that you're constantly saying and you believe that it's going to add value to your business, to have like a pillar piece that you can point back to that's like, this is our process, this is our framework, this is our way of doing something, right? And then the last one is clarity. Is it an idea that you're trying to flush out and potentially going to turn into a process that you use, a system that you use, or maybe even a product in the future that you're going to launch? Now, I said those 4 fall into 2 different buckets. So the first one of how does it help your business is it adds to awareness. If an idea has high volume and or high velocity, more than likely it's going to mean more eyes on your business. And then the second bucket they fall into is authority. If you are creating things that make it consistent about what you're saying, but also unique in your own voice, more than likely it's going to make you look like more of a thought leader. And we want that, right? So we talked about in this the 4 high-level checks. We talked about the 2 buckets that they live in, awareness and authority. If you would like to be able to create more content while doing less work, let me know by dropping a comment, and I'll share with you the content creation workflow that allows you to take one piece of content and turn it into 30 pieces or more. And this tool will allow you to work smarter and not harder in your content creation endeavors. Outside of that, stay out here winning, y'all.